Hi guys, we're here today to discuss the application we have developed. The purpose of this application is to provide an offline code editor for phones for programming languages such as C or Java in the cases of that we'll show later. Some of the key features of this application is you're allowed to email people the code that you have wrote, being as such in a certain format, as well as saving internally onto the phone itself. Though to also provide for privacy, we've allowed the user to have a login and also register, so that way if they're trying to if you want to email somebody, they have to log in first. So what this application is, as stated, is a convenient way to write code on the go. In long and short, it's an enhanced text editor for the purpose of making programs themselves. It's very simple and easy to operate. It does this by some of the steps I'll discuss later. Though note for clarification, this application is not an IDE or compiler, and it cannot execute or run code itself. For the sake of the phone and its memory space, it only highlights the API key terms. So why a text editor, you ask? The reasoning for this is most programmers are usually bound to a computer, a desktop, a laptop, or any kind of device not big that has more computational power than like a phone that can run and build programs. But if you take the aspect of removing the laptop or the desktop and move it to a phone, it makes things more mobile. For instance, if you were a person who travels quite a bit, you can write it on your phone, find a spot to maybe hop on Wi-Fi and send it off. So when the application is opened here, you're taken to a page shown on the screen, providing a login, a username, and a confirmation. The login is such the way that you can be able to access, but for security reasons, the only thing that's actually saved in the credentials is the login. No other data is saved. So that way, you're not putting in your personal information, you're just making a login. So upon registering and creating your username, hitting the login button on the register page will take you to this page seen here, where you'll re-enter the username you created and its password, logging in. If you accidentally hit the login button previously, you can hit the register button that will take you back to that page in order to create the login. So once you've logged in, you get to the meat of the application. Here you can do one of the four things at the current moment. You can open the C editor, which opens C files, the Java editor, which can open Java files. You can open email in case for those who are working in the app and they wish to just shoot off a quick email. And then the File Explorer, which allows you to select other applications. So here, you're taken to a pane upon selecting the C or Java file, where you're shown two text boxes. One tells you where to put the class name, and the other one tells you where to put the actual code. So when you do this, what you're writing, or what you write in the class name, is the actual class and then the code, i.e. the Java, .java or .c. At this time of writing, and then in the edit text for the code itself is where the actual editor is, where you can when you write code, such as in the case of Java, where you type in the word void or public, the word is instantly highlighted upon the application recognizing the keyword, and allows you to write code. So if you're working once you finish writing the code, if you wish to save it, you can click the save button and it will internally save it into the actual phone itself. Or in the other case, you're allowed to you hit the send button, which will open up an email with the class name as the header, and the body of the code being the body of the email being the code that you wrote. So if you do not click the Java C headers, you have the other two options of opening a file explorer and email. Email serves the purpose of if you're working and if you're working in the app and once you send something and someone replies to you, if you wish to write another email that's non-code related, pressing the email button will open up a blank email document for you to write in, as well as subject, header, and a basic email contents. And then as for the other button for file editing or file explorer, it opens up the file explorer for the internal phone, allowing you to find the codes that you have written and save them or view them. So here's what the highlighter does. Upon entering your class name and the code, you can then click either save or send. If you click send, the text pane at the bottom shows you appears with the email associated with the phone, the class name in the subject, and the content of the code in the actual body. But if you click save, it internally inside the app creates a file of whatever the class name whatever the code type is. May it be C or Java. So what was accomplished was we were able to make a text editor that was able to actively check for keywords, as well as an editor that was able to insert itself into an email or save itself internally into the phone's internal storage. So at the time of writing this, our future plans include to possibly add more languages to the code, as well as a better file choosing system, and implementing the file system to only show code written for specific users that have registered, as well as being able to handle more language-specific characters such as the brackets in Java, or within C, hashtag include. So here we're going to show you a demonstration of how the phone or the application actually works. So here we're entering just a generic name and an easy generic password. The password can be numbers or letters, both work just fine. Earlier testing, we were using a numeric username and password to get it to use it. So we registered. It showed passwords do not match to begin with due to some testing errors, So here you see us re-entering this password. The password is not very simple, and we log in. Here we're taken to the four screens of C, Java, Open Email, and File Explorer. We're testing File Explorer. As shown from some of the screenshot text, here is the name of it. We make a class called C class and start writing some code. We add some code to it. You can see that non-keywords in the non-language specific keywords are still highlighted black, but if they are actual genuine keywords, they highlight red. So in the case you saw an example, he's sending it, and then he closes it again, and then you can always back out, and he saved it, which creates the internal file for that class. Now we're going to do a quick test for the Java just to show you what the active editor looks like. Both classes have it, but Java's class words are more active. Or keywords are Java has more keywords compared to C. So as you can see when we type public or static and void, it's public static void. But when we hit main, it's not highlighted due to main being a class call and not a keyword. As you can see, you can type string as similar to most edit text or edit text, as well as adding whatever pieces you need. So here is now that he's writing it. So let's say we want to send it. We're sending it to someone. Again, the class name is in the subject, as well as in the body is the code. So now we're moving on to the last two components, which is open email. So if you just want to open an email, It opens up a quick email, and that's it. Very blank, very empty. Now here's the File Explorer where you're able to search internal memory, and it shows you the internal file system of the phone itself. So that's how that works. And that's what this works.